One thing I will not do, I've been thinking about this a lot too.
Okay.
I will not conform.
Oh.
Which I think is what everyone's doing in this episode. So, so let's get into it. What's going on, guys? This is Nat Walker Bros. I'm here with James.
Hey, I said hey too early.
Oh, we're with James. Do it one more time. And this is Joseph.
Hey, that's you.
Oh, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below. Are we crazy? And let's talk about this thing.
Conformity Gate.
Let's get into it.
I don't consider us to be conspiracy theorists, hardcore.
I do.
Okay, I'm lying.
A little bit.
Okay.
It depends.
The good ones.
To an extent.
The good ones.
Yes.
The good ones.
Hey, you know.
Yeah. Well, I thought it was interesting. We kind of stumbled upon this separately and then noticing how it was blowing up everywhere.
Yeah, we were both kind of watching things, but not really talking about it together.
No. Yeah.
But just both like entertaining ourselves.
Yeah.
But then so many things kind of came up that it was like, this kind of seems like it could possibly be real. It's like we're not saying that we're 100% on the I believe train, but I just looked at Netflix's Instagram.
Oh, really?
Netflix US.
Okay.
And right now,
yeah,
it was changed to I believe.
Oh, they trolling.
In quotes.
They're trolling hard.
Right? I'm like, hey.
They're trolling
you know,
hard.
because I was looking at different things, and there's different things that they had, right?
Yeah.
Not just them, though. It was like Netflix UK, right? They had something. And we'll go over some stuff, details with that.
Yeah.
It's going to get crazy up in here, folks.
Put your tinfoil hats on.
Yeah, I was about to say something. Yeah.
Let's get going.
Yeah. Make sure that your water is not in plastic bottles.
Yeah.
Make sure it's in cans.
Yeah.
And let's get into this thing.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of details, and this is going to be fun.
It's going to be fun. So strap in. But, obviously, spoilers if you haven't seen the series finale of Stranger Things, but let's be honest, you have. Everyone has.
Everyone has. And if they haven't, and they're just like not fans, they're just curious about this, which is cool too.
Which is cool.
Okay. So let's start off with some smaller things we talked about the other day. So, I mean, the big one that everyone always mentions right away is the fact that everyone at the graduation is sitting the exact same way.
Exact same way.
As Vecna would always have his hands in front of him.
Yep.
But they're also wearing orange, which is not the Hawkins colors.
Not their colors.
It's not their colors. It's like they're prisoners.
Yeah, and if you go back and you look at Lucas when he's on the basketball team and their Letterman's jackets and like all those things, it's always, I believe, green and yellow or green and gold.
Yes.
I think green and yellow. Where does orange come from?
Yeah, it's like, is orange from like the abyss? Like, is that like a prisoner kind of outfit? Like, that's how they look.
Well, and if you look at the abyss, which looks a lot like a barren desert, you're gonna get those warmer tones.
Which
you're gonna get,
Okay, speaking of that.
Yeah.
Right, because in season 4, they showed some things like where basically like where Vecna, where his lair was. Mm-hmm. Right. They didn't show. We didn't know that it was the abyss yet, but the colors were like super different. They were way different. They were not these like bright, kind of more like orangish tones that we got. Another orange here, but it's like another orangish tone. So it was weird that like all of a sudden now it's like he's in this bright place, and like everyone talks about there's no demogorgons, no demobats.
Yeah.
None of that, and the Duffers are like, oh, I don't know what they said, they're on vacation, but it's like like he didn't think about it or something.
Well, he said that they assumed Vecna was caught off guard and wasn't expecting them to attack him.
Which doesn't make sense at all.
Makes no sense.
Because, okay.
Sorry, Duffers, but that makes no sense.
Yeah, I mean, unless they're planning this whole time,
Yeah.
Hopefully they are. I don't know. But it's like, the fact that Vecna can even use somebody like Hopper at that moment.
Yeah.
To mess with him.
Exactly.
Right? That means he's like this all-seeing, all-affecting being, right? So it's like, you're going to tell me that he doesn't know what they're doing at all times? Like, he doesn't know that? It makes no sense.
No, I mean, I understand some things that he may not know because he's not connected to certain characters, or like, and not to skip ahead, but like, he had never met Vicky necessarily, or Susie. But, so maybe that's why they're not in...
Yes, that was one of the things I was going to bring up, too.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it's like he never met them. And so to him, like, they didn't exist, even though, like, he can see things possibly like
Yeah.
Santa Claus or something. But
Yeah, he can manipulate and
yeah, so it's like there's that aspect of it, right? But then there's also the fact that let's talk about like the shades or like the glasses during the graduation real quick because there's
Oh, yeah,
12
yeah.
people.
Yeah,
There
it's
have
a
to be
trip.
12 people with glasses on, and I mean that's a crazy coincidence. If they're not on purpose, that's like crazy troll.
Yeah, it's either just really smart little Easter eggs for even other topics that we're going to discuss, or it's like, come on.
Yeah,
Like, come
yeah,
on.
yeah.
Come
There's
on
no
now.
way. And
Why
plus, okay.
12? Oh, accident? Nah.
And then plus, I don't know if you noticed. You probably saw it too, but in the background, there's a person holding up like this yellow
Yellow
sign,
sign?
and there's
Blank.
nothing on it.
Yeah, nothing. Why?
Yeah, and someone brought up the fact that like, oh, maybe they used AI for the background, and maybe it was like a mess up. But I'm like, yeah, but like this.
Don't use AI.
Yes,
Stop
don't use
it.
AI. But
Cut it out.
but you're gonna tell me like this huge show, like this one of the biggest shows ever,
Yeah.
millions and millions of dollars put into this thing. They're gonna just like that's gonna be an oversight. They're not gonna see that. That's got to be on purpose.
I agree with that, and some people are kind of arguing that maybe not because Holly had an Under Armour bracelet that they had to like digitally take out later, but it slipped through during like the first viewings. Things like that happen. Big productions, things happen, but stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's like to give someone a yellow sign and be like, just hold this in the background with nothing on it.
Speaking of the background.
Yeah.
What about all the people looking directly at the camera? Not even just in the graduation.
Oh yeah.
But there's other scenes too where people are looking directly at the camera. Like I'm talking about even the scene with like Will in the bar, right?
Oh yeah, Enzo's.
Yes.
Yeah, all that. Yeah.
There's a lot of little moments like that where it's like, and people like in shows when look at the camera in the background, it's because it's not reality.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And then there's also the fact that like I was looking at different things, so. Even on this is like more like a decoding thing, but on Netflix India, right, I don't know if you saw this or not.
No.
So it starts off by saying it says tomorrow may or may not be, right? But it keeps going down and the words keep shifting, and on the other side they're backwards, right? And it keeps going until it shifts to tomorrow not high be, which I'm not sure what that means, but it's like it keeps flipping in that way where they keep changing. And what does that mean? I'm not sure, but that's something interesting. And also, the fact that Netflix UK says, "At long last, we can begin." That's what it says.
That's a trip.
Yeah, it's like, why does it say that on theirs? Like, that's a little interesting.
Well, which is crazy too, because it's something I was thinking about earlier. Was that the whole conspiracy is that a new episode's going to drop on the 7th, and we'll get into 7s in a second. Yeah. But today's the 6th, and Will was taken on the 6th. Mm-hmm. So does that mean that? And this is going to be real tinfoil hat thing here, but since 6 is prior to 7, like everybody's still in this.
Talking about the 6-7?
Yeah, like the old
6-7.
We'd be too old for that. But the fact that it's like that he was taken on the 6th, but maybe that means that it is a fake ending and the real thing happens tomorrow. Like,
Well, there's
told
that.
You tinfoil hat.
I mean, no, totally. But there's also, to add to that tinfoil hat, the fact that Will, and this is one of the things I put down too. Will, when he was gone, he was missing. He was missing for 7 days.
All right, let's get into 7s. Okay, yeah. So, and that's I didn't even know that one.
Yeah.
But okay, first episode, Will rolls a 7.
Yeah.
And he's taken by.
Yes, the first episode of the entire
series.
Yes.
Rolls a 7, taken by the Demogorgon. Mm-hmm. And then at the end of the show, there's that player's manual.
Yeah.
And it has the die, and it's a 7.
Yes.
But this is something that really tripped me out.
Okay.
Even more of that. There's 2 things.
Yeah.
The number of seconds in between the thunder and the upside down is 7 seconds.
No way.
Yeah. Folks, fact check us on that one. That's what I read.
Okay, I didn't know about that one.
And then apparently Lucas breaks the 4th wall when he says, "I don't believe in coincidences."
Yes, that was one of the things I had to bring up.
Said during season 5.
Yes.
Episode 2.
Yes.
And 5 plus 2 is 86. It's 7. 7.
Yeah, and plus,
Yeah.
plus. Okay, to go along with that. So with the number 43, right?
Okay.
Like the dice item to 43.
Oh, yeah.
The whole thing, right?
Yeah.
So there are 43 days between Volume 1 and January 7th. So, is there another episode coming tomorrow? I mean, or an announcement at least. I don't know.
I think that just so everybody listening, our next episode of whatever we do, we might be in straitjackets like somewhere else, so bear with us. But I think that's the thing with this
It
stuff.
might be in Montauk.
Might be in Montauk.
Get mind controlled or something.
But that's the thing about all this is like you can go down these rabbit holes and see all these things, but these aren't out of the question.
Well, there's a lot of crazy stuff though. Like we're not even. This is not even halfway done.
No,
folks.
Yeah.
Like this is like, and if you guys have been like crazy like us, this is like the tip of the iceberg right here.
Yeah.
This is crazy. Okay, so you know about the radio station thing, the squawk?
Yeah.
Oh, you know about that?
About the website part or about the transmission?
No, about like this like flashlight thing.
No.
Like I guess like you were able to order some blacklight flashlight thing, right?
Oh. Yes,
and then when you aim it at the logo, then it says Vecna lives.
I did see that. Yeah.
And then also going along with that, is kind of interesting too. I didn't think about it this way, but I saw that someone brought up Eddie, right, when he was still alive, R.I.P.
R.I.P.
When they're talking about Vecna, when they're playing the D&D game, and like,
oh yeah,
and he says that Vecna has lost his arm, and he lost one of his eyes, and that happens to him. But then all of a sudden he comes back in that game, right? And so that happens at the end of the episode, at the end of this quote unquote finale. So is he coming back, or is there another being that is connected to that D&D universe that we're going to talk about in a little bit? Because I have some theories for that too. Yeah,
I mean, and that's the thing. You know, the Duffers had talked about Vecna being in this season, especially. They said he was like, you know, I can't quote them exactly what they said, but he was supposed to be like the scariest and unstoppable and whatever. But in season 4, that he's like that in season 4. In this season, yeah, he does some things, but if this is the biggest mind twist in the history of television,
yeah,
then that would be like, oh yeah, you're a devious motherfucker. Like that's insane. Because I just didn't. In this season, you know, the parts that I liked, I really liked. The parts that I didn't like.
Yeah.
And Vecna was just so much scarier in 4.
Oh yeah, 1,000%. And every time we see him, it was like this darker lighting, like more akin to like what we saw in season 1.
Yeah.
Which I just was reading their like Bible book basically for Stranger Things, their pitch book.
Oh, their pitch deck.
Yeah, pitch deck, and it was saying the lighting will be like a horror movie more than it will be like a regular sci-fi movie, which it turns into like more like a normal sci-fi kind of fantasy thing later, lighting wise. And so it is kind of interesting that changed in that way, especially when they go to the abyss and it's all bright during the day, and it was kind of weird. It was like why all of a sudden it's like so different.
Yeah, that's an interesting point, because when we're in the Upside Down, you know, it does have that horror element to it where you don't know what's going to come around a corner or what's this and that. But when you're in the abyss and you're thinking, okay, this is final boss, this is end all be all, but it feels more like Mad Max, you know, barren desert.
Yes.
You know, daytime where anything can like jump out of anywhere and they'd be like, oh no, it's up there on the mountain. I see it. You know, it's not. Yeah, so I don't know, man.
Yeah, plus like the mind flayer, right? It's like this giant spider thing, which is kind of like it, you know. But it's like all these other seasons before that, besides 3, but it was like this smoke thing, right? The smoke being in that way, and so it's like, is that its final form? Like, why is it smoke sometimes? Why is it like this giant spider thing other times? Like, it's like, is that all that there is to it? I don't know. It's kind of weird.
It feels like a lot of illusion, you know, and because I think like, you know, as horror guys, we really appreciate the subtle, and when it's over the top, when it's done the correct way, we're like, whoa. But sometimes, maybe a mass audience or whatever, whether it's a jump scare or something else, when they see this big, hulking
kaiju
monster, that might scare the shit out of them.
Yeah.
And if it does, hey, awesome. To each their own. That's great. But you and I talked about this in length, like the smoke monster. We were like, ooh,
yeah,
and because we're not huge fans of big giant monsters.
No,
but that was like, oh,
yeah, it's like the smoke part of it. It just like gave like this otherworldly feel to it.
1,000%.
And then making it like this big spider thing, it just kind of took away from it where it wasn't really scary anymore. It was almost like if you hooked like electrodes up to us, like we're like 11, then we would just be like we see that kaiju monster, and instead of like our heart rate going up, it goes down. We're just like, oh man.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Because you have the Demogorgon in season 1, which is cool. Mm-hmm. Very unique looking monster. Cool. Season 2, we introduced the Mind Flayer, but it's, we got the smoke. Season 3, that's when it's like collecting, the rats and the bodies to make it this physical thing. And that was kind of cool looking.
Yeah. I like that better than this.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah.
But then season 4, all of a sudden we get the Freddy Krueger of the series. It's like that is guiding everything. And then, we go from like these monsters that don't say much, and then all of a sudden we get like, well, I am Vecna, and you're like, whoa,
Well, what was weird too is like the fact that in 4, it's like so many times what is Vecna doing, right? He's making people rise off the ground. Their eyes are bursting. Their arms and legs are like breaking.
Yeah.
And like they just like fall down like a piece of meat. And not once did he do anything like that this season.
No.
Even though like he looked more badass this time, he wasn't doing anything like that, which he could have easily to somebody, like at least some kind of like smaller character or like characters.
Well, especially since he's supposed to be quote unquote more powerful now.
Yeah.
So if you're more powerful, like what are you like? What's the game here? And I think that is the game. The game is psychological warfare, possibly, instead of just physical warfare.
To get people to conform.
Yeah.
So going back to this.
Yeah.
So another thing is there's different things if you type in on Netflix. Mm-hmm. If you're in the search bar, if you type in conformity,
okay,
Stranger Things popped up. If you type in fake ending, I did this like myself.
Yeah.
Stranger Things pops up.
I heard about the fake ending one. Yeah.
Yeah. Like episode 9 pops up. All these different things like, and I don't know if they're just feeding into this because they know, but it's like if they are, that's fast.
I read someone say that the reason they don't think this is real is because Netflix would want to launch this huge campaign and advertise it, but I disagree. This is the campaign. This is the advertising.
Exactly. Sometimes you want it to be like this thing where it's like this rising thing with fans, like word of mouth.
Yeah.
Kind of like how it used to be before like Instagram and stuff like that.
Yep.
Where it's like all word of mouth for like maybe someone's like album or something.
Yep.
And it's kind of like this feel again, like the hashtag what next, right?
Yeah.
Type that in. Stranger Things popped up on Netflix. And so it's like, are they trolling? I don't know.
I think I just, if this is the advertising, we're talking about it right now.
Yeah.
Like, and if you Google it, like major news organizations are talking about it, magazines are talking about it. It's all over TikTok. It's all over Reddit. It's all over Instagram, everywhere. So why spend millions of dollars on advertising when you can do it word of mouth for free?
Yeah, 1,000%. I think this is actually probably, if this is a true thing, which, may or may not be.
We'll see.
Who knows?
We don't know. We hope.
Yeah, if it is, this will be epic. And this will also, like, because, like, a lot of people are, like, saying that the finale sucks, and a lot of people are disappointed in the finale, and it wasn't all that it should have been because of how great the show started. And so if it is, like, this twist, this like we saw the upside down version of it or whatever, and it comes back at this epic finale, that would be insane. This would be something that would be talked about forever, probably.
Yeah, you already have a show that's in the cultural zeitgeist forever. Mm-hmm. Like this is gonna go down as it's going to stay in so many different people's top 10 lists, for top 5 lists, like forever and ever and ever. But nothing like this has been done. And I think that's the thing that makes me believe it a little bit more than not believe it. Where it's like, okay, let's filter this last, quote unquote, last episode with all the things that we're talking about, and more that we'll talk about in a few. But the whole point is like having people under Vecna's spell.
Yes.
So what a better way to do it than have the cast give interviews like, oh, we were so sad on our last day, which they were, guaranteed. And maybe that was the last stuff they filmed, but maybe they filmed this episode before that. I mean, who knows?
I'm glad you mentioned that, because there is something that I saw. I don't know if you saw this with Will, right? With Noah.
Oh, his Instagram story?
Maybe. There was something, it was like different clips. It was supposed to be like from throughout the season kind of thing, right? But there was one, and it was like the one where like he has his hand stretched out, like he's using his power, right? But there's a slate above him, right?
Okay.
There's a slate like right here. But the slate is interesting, because the slate says take 3, and there's also like a 7 on it. I forgot exactly where, but it's like, it says take 3 on it. But Noah did this interview where he said they only did 1 take of that. So why is that their take 3 of that moment? Is that a different moment than what we saw? And then also the fact that everyone said, I don't know if you remember this, but the scripts they're giving out for the finale were red. They're red on red paper, right?
Okay.
And there's a making of that was released, and all the scripts in the making of are white. But there's behind the scenes photos of there being like red scripts around. So it's like, so was that not the real finale? And the real finale is the red paper script?
I'm gonna need some ibuprofen after this. Well, the 3 thing is interesting too, because on that WSQWK site, I don't remember how you get to the page, but there's a page on there and it says like items not available yet or whatever or something, and it has like a hat and whatever. But then at the bottom, towards the bottom, it says bootleg tapes volume 3 status lost.
Oh, I did see that. Yes. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Like what?
Yes.
What do you tell us? Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, there's interesting things with that.
Well, that also, like, they have mentioned multiple times in interviews, like, how they love the Truman Show.
Oh, really?
And there's a lot of exit signs in the finale. And people pointed out the fact that usually, like, in productions, they tend to hide the exit signs in scenes a lot.
Great skate crew back in the day, for the record, too.
Yes.
Just saying.
Yeah, if you know, you know. So, yeah, in the background, there's a bunch of exit symbols. Exit signs that aren't typically there for shows like this. And so that ties into Truman Show, because a lot of exit signs in Truman Show. And there was like this Time magazine article, and they're all in these like red outfits.
Yeah, I saw that one. Yeah.
And the background's just like Truman Show. And so is it tied to that in a way where it's like this is all a lie, like Truman Show was all a lie for him?
Yeah, that's a really interesting aspect, because it's funny. I saw the same picture, but read a different thing about it.
Oh, really?
Which is, I guess there's glass cracked.
Oh, I didn't see that.
In front of the photo, and
I see that now.
Each one of the strands looks like it's like a web attached.
It totally does,
right?
Dude, weird.
What is going on?
It totally does.
Yeah.
Holy shit. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay.
Which is just another clue of like, Mike is the key, Mike is in a trance, Mike is...
Yes.
It's...
And then also the fact that in the bar that Will's at the very end, in the background, there's lights in the bar.
Uh-huh.
Did you see that?
No. I don't
There's
know.
Christmas lights in the background that are just like the lights that Joyce had in season 1.
Crazy.
And they're kind of flickering a little bit.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and also I have this somewhere, but it's like Will in that scene, he's dressed like his dad.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's wearing like a leather jacket. There's cigarettes by him, like he was smoking just like his dad. There's a beer by him, just like his dad. And so it's like, and Will would not all of a sudden turn into his dad. There's no way.
No, absolutely not. Yeah, no,
Because
there's no
especially
way.
like his dad was always, calling him gay or whatever he was calling him,
Yeah.
right? And try to get him to play things like baseball with them to kind of man him up kind of thing. And we'll get
Yeah.
into more baseball things here because there's a lot of
Oh,
baseball
we
things
shall.
with, yes, you know about this too?
I know about some
Let's talk about it
things.
right now because I have
Yeah.
some ideas and I'm sure you do too.
Well, I will. I'll start off with what I was reading about too, which I thought was really interesting. Is
Yeah.
that Steve's a baseball coach,
Yes.
right? But as we all know, Steve's a
Basketball
basketball guy,
player. Yeah.
and and but Vecna through the Demogorgons or whatever had seen Steve
With the
attack
bat.
with a baseball bat.
Exactly what I was going to say. Yes.
So it's like filling in
the gap of
the
like
gap.
What he thinks, like, oh, he thinks he's a baseball player because he had that bat.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, we'll make it seem real that he's an athlete, but it's the wrong sport.
Yeah.
Because of this. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then also the fact that there's behind there's a scene where there's like a Wrinkle in Time book, right?
Yeah.
And in the background there's this book called the Arthur book.
The Arthur book? Okay.
And so in that book it's like basically it's like I think it was like saying basically like there's this missing puzzle piece.
Okay.
And then like we just weren't looking in the right places, or rather brainwashed. Right? And then A Wrinkle in Time is about a similar kind of idea where people are kind of like in this like make-believe like basically a fantasy world of like what feels good, what feels right
Yeah.
to them. And they're all kind of the same kind of theme here going on. And so that ties into like the books at the very end, the D&D books, where it says a lie, right?
Yeah, which is interesting because that's not the order it happens in the show.
Yes, but it was like the one that he posted on his story.
But he posted on his story.
Yeah, so it's like
Why?
kind of weird.
Like, because it was Noah, I think, posted it.
It was Noah, yes.
But yeah, it's weird. It's weird.
Yeah, it is weird.
It's weird.
Yeah, it's strange. It's like, was it an accident? But if it was an accident, it was like just like a different take. Like, but why would they have a different order? They just didn't care. There's no way they didn't care about that.
Well, there's a lot of interesting things in that area too. Like, people talked about this in relation to L's quote unquote potential ending.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a book on the shelf. It's called The Empty Copper Sea.
Oh, okay.
And that book deals with someone that faked their death. Now, that's interesting whether that was the last episode for real or not.
Yeah.
But overall, this overarching theme of things not being real, this constant this constant illusion, and I guess that okay. So let's talk about some inconsistencies.
Okay.
Which I find to be very interesting. One of them is, or just go for broke, say all of them. There's the red needle at the radio station.
Yeah, that was one of them I was going to talk about as well.
That turns gray.
Yes.
Now, but here's what's interesting about that, right?
Yeah.
Okay, filming mistake or whatever. Okay.
Uh-huh.
But when they're at the merry-go-round,
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Holly
notices
color's
it's the
different.
wrong color.
Yeah, it was gray.
And that is the core part that gets Max to finally get to go further.
And it was gray.
And it was gray.
Just like the dial.
Trip.
That's true.
So why focus on that, but not talk about the dial? I just don't think it's a mistake.
It has to be on purpose. It's kind of like the Kubrick like shining like typewriter thing. How like the typewriter changes colors throughout the movie.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those things on purpose.
And I guess because of that stuff, this is it sets up a pretty clear idea, which is when you're in one of Vecna's memories or visions, there's inconsistencies.
Yeah, because he doesn't know. He just has to kind of like basically do like a guesstimation of what he thinks is right, and what people will believe enough.
Yeah. Hence, Vicky not being directly mentioned by Robin.
Yes.
But issues with a partner, and then Susie not being there, and then Steve being a baseball. Like, these things are inconsistencies.
Not only that, but like now, all of a sudden out of nowhere, Mike is a writer.
Yeah.
And he has glasses just like Vecna, just like Henry, and a haircut just like Henry. But we didn't talk about this.
Yeah.
It's not only Mike.
I'm glad you brought that up,
It's
man.
not only Mike that has the same haircut.
Yep.
Because all of a sudden, his mom has that haircut.
Yep.
Even his sister Nancy has that haircut.
Yep. And the dad's always had the haircut.
Yeah, the dad's always had it.
But that's the other thing.
Yeah.
Why is Ted there?
That's true.
Ted, in my opinion, straight up got murdered.
Yeah, maybe.
And then we never even see him again.
Yeah, because they never mention him again.
No.
All of a sudden, he's just there. Which could be one of those things where in a movie you're like, oh, okay, it's funny, he's just there.
Yeah.
But it's like, but with all these other details, now it sticks out like a sore thumb. Now it's suspicious.
Well, and this is something that we've actually not discussed along this line. So we haven't seen the play, which we talked about in the last episode.
Yeah.
We don't know tons of details on that, but I find it very interesting because early on, Nancy's talking about her parents.
Yeah.
And you can tell that she loves her mother, has a lot of respect for her mother. She just doesn't want to end up like her mother in the regards of the family thing. I read that somewhere, and I thought that was a really cool touch because it's not about not wanting to be like her. It's not wanting the life like her. But she says at one point in the series that her mom married an older man, her dad, for security and family.
Okay.
But in this season 5 with the play,
Yeah.
it was like, oh, the mom's making out with the dad in the closet. It's like, there's no way that they went to high school together. Not even freshman, senior.
Oh.
Ted is clearly older.
You know what's funny? I never even thought about it like that.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so true.
Because, like, even from season 1, I was like, oh, okay, older man married a younger woman.
Yeah.
They had a family, blah, blah, blah. Like, it always looks like, going from season 1, like, Ted is, 50 and she's 30.
Yeah.
They didn't go to high school together.
Dude, that's true.
And Hopper wouldn't have been in a play. Like, come on. We're talking about Jim Hopper.
That's true.
And Joyce wouldn't have been involved in a play either, let alone putting it on. Like, when they're talking outside, like season 2, they're smoking a cigarette and, like, they always say that. Like, we got caught under the bleachers and, like, they were, like, quote unquote bad kids. They weren't this, like,
That's
gee
true.
Golly, at the sock hop this weekend. Like, they weren't like that.
Yeah.
Come on.
Rockin' Robin. Yeah, like they're not gonna all of a sudden just like be in some play like that. There's no way. You're right. They're like smoking out in the dugout or whatever. Like they're like, fuck that.
Yeah, and Henry's
no
supposed to be a part of that play, but he couldn't because he was gone or something. No, Henry's significantly younger than them. It said starring Henry.
That is weird.
Fact checked once again, but I'm pretty sure that's what it says.
That is weird. Okay, I didn't think about that. And
Yeah.
also the fact that, okay, speaking of people that kind of started becoming their parents in this like epilogue, it's like maybe not necessarily always their parents, but it's like someone they said they didn't want to be.
Yeah.
Right? During the D&D game at the very end, it's kind of weird like how Max all of a sudden gets all pissed off and starts wrecking stuff in the room because of the game.
Yeah.
Just like Billy would do. Like she's having the anger like Billy would have, and she said in an episode earlier, she never wants to turn out like him. And that's another thing where it's like she's turning out like him. We got other people conforming in different ways where it's like they're turning into their parents.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, it's like, are they turning into their parents because that's how Henry remembers them and that's how he connects to them? Like, oh, they're going to be like this way?
That's a really good point, man. I never even thought about that. I did think during the episode that was weird that she was doing that, but I was like, Max is kind of a free spirit. And,
yeah, you're like, oh, was it supposed to be funny or something?
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
totally.
I didn't really think too much, but yeah, it's interesting.
Well, okay, this is a weird one.
Yeah.
Now, this is out there, okay. But
here we go.
Okay. This is pretty crazy. But like, okay, so when the Mind Flayer is transforming, when it turns from like the upside down hand thing into the giant spider, right?
Yeah.
Before its head fully comes down, I think it's like underneath its like head or neck or something like that, it looks just like a vagina. Now, I know it sounds funny.
Viewer discretion advised.
Yeah. I know it sounds funny, but it's kind of weird that he had threatened Will with like, oh, if he comes out, people people are gonna like hate you, whatever you said, kind of thing. And this thing he has to fight has like this thing of like something that he may or may not be afraid of, to add to it in that way. Now it might be a stretch, but I'm just saying it looks pretty crazy.
We'll be cutting this part out, folks.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm not saying I didn't make it up. I'm just saying that it was one of the things I heard.
So how's everybody else's day going? Going pretty good. Yeah.
I know it sounds crazy, but it's just something I came across, and it just these are all crazy theories. I'm not saying that there are theories. These are just stuff that we heard.
X is a lie. Another thing to circle back real quick, something that I forgot to discuss was there's the What's It game.
Yes, that was one of the things I was going to bring up as well.
What a trip. It's in Hopper's cabin. It's in Mike's basement.
Mm-hmm.
In the background, Mr. What's It, et cetera, et cetera. Why see that game? Maybe we've seen it in other episodes.
Yeah,
before.
Is it just an Easter egg thing?
But,
maybe.
But why?
Yeah.
It's almost like when you're, in other iterations of other stories, whoever is possessing you or whatever maybe is going to leave lingering hints that they're there.
Yeah.
Without, jumping out right in front of your face with that kind of stuff. Yeah, I found that to be, because I mean, shit, it could have been Monopoly. It could have been, Chutes and Ladders, but it was What's It?
Yeah.
I don't necessarily think that was, just a clever little Easter egg. Like here, I don't know. That was, especially being in Mike's basement and Hopper's cabin.
Yeah, that's strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's super weird.
And why does like Hopper have a bunch of board games? Like I'm sure he played some with Elle when she lived there, but we never saw that stuff, really.
That's true.
And why that game?
Yeah, that's super weird. And also the fact that so like when we're at like Henry's house, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things that are similar to Coraline.
Oh.
Yeah, there's like a mirror dimension with a spider-like entity.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Right, and that's exactly like what Henry's doing, which is okay. Just side note, real quick, since Henry was always like with like spiders and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
And I know we got a giant spider at the end, but I really thought we were gonna get like demo spiders, like smaller ones, because like like we got Dustin and Steve like puncturing those egg sacs at the bottom of it, like so maybe those were gonna be those, but it's like. I really thought we're gonna like have them battle these like demo spiders, at the very end. Like, oh shit, it's
1 million times better than Hulk dogs.
Yeah.
That's a deep cut there, folks.
Yeah.
No, and that's the thing, season 4 with the demo bats and and then season 2 with the demo dogs. It's like just for it to be the Mind Flayer.
Yeah.
And but it's almost like. Any good final boss, especially a final boss that doesn't work alone, is going to send its minions to get you before it could ever get them.
1000%. Yeah, it's like weird that like when she finds him, he's like just propped up on his resting station, or whatever you want to call it. It's like, what is he doing? What is Vecna doing at that point? Because the kids aren't there anymore, so he's not getting the life force from them.
Yeah.
And so it's like, what is he doing up there? It's weird. It's strange. It's like, what's the point of him being up there at that moment? Like, unless he's not spying on them or something. Like, what's the point of him being up there? Like, he just sleeping?
Well, that's a great point, and which brings me to like this as well. Was like, if you take a Demogorgon, and they talk about this, like, bullets don't do anything.
Yeah.
Fire does, but a Demogorgon's almost impossible to stop.
Yeah.
And we're talking about Vecna here.
Yeah.
So, how come Vecna isn't just wrecking fools left and right by himself on Earth anyways?
Well, it's weird too because, like, speaking of that, it's like we got little moments where it's like he, like I was talking about before in season 4, all he has to do is just like possess somebody. And then, like, all of a sudden, their eyes flip back in their heads, and they're just, like, floating up, and their arms are breaking and all this stuff, right? But in season 4, he's just walking, and then all of a sudden,
I'm
we
walking.
got dipshit Derek, who is fully out of breath.
Yeah.
He's fully out of breath and almost in the cave, and then all of a sudden, like Henry Groots himself onto like Holly's leg.
Yeah.
And it's like, and dipshit Derek is able to tug of war him off of her. I'm like, there's no way, dude. This little kid, like, he was out of breath. Like, there's no way. There's no way it's gonna happen.
And a literal child.
Yeah, a little child
with no strength.
No strength. Who's a dipshit, but like shitballs. But no, it's like, but it's like, dude, there's no way that's gonna happen to your main villain of the show.
No, absolutely not. No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't see the point of making Vecna appear so much weaker when he, like we said earlier, he even admits himself he's so much stronger now.
Yeah.
So why is he
just walking?
Why is he just
just walking, just taking a sweet time, like barely trying? Maybe it's because he already knows he won. I don't know.
Well, and that's the thing, and that's when you when he brings Will to him.
Yes.
Episode 3.
I don't remember
or
exactly.
4.
I think it was 3 or 4. Yeah.
Yeah, the one right before like Will gets his powers, or right after he does it, or whatever. Yeah. He says, basically, I'm going to use you again as my spy.
Yeah.
Right. But someone made a really good point. It's like you're telling us that Vecna needed to use Will as a spy to see that Max was in the hospital.
Well, not only that, but someone brought up another good point with that. It's like, well, there's 2 actually. So, if Vecna can just do whatever he wants, right?
Yeah.
Essentially, why didn't he just walk into that hospital himself and just kill her himself? He sends like these dumb demo dogs to do it.
No.
And then after it doesn't work out, he's like, you know what I mean? Like, whatever, I give up. Yeah, I'm gonna go chill over here real quick. But it's like,
yeah, because Max is in a coma for what, 2 years?
Yeah, and plus, like, I thought at the end of season 4, like, she couldn't see anymore.
I was about to bring that up too.
Yeah, she couldn't see anymore. And
she
all of a
wakes
sudden
up, she's like, "Oh, hey, everybody."
Yeah, she's like, walk all fine. She goes to her graduation after like being in a coma for 2 years. It just like, it doesn't make any sense. Another thing doesn't make any sense along that train. This is a big one.
Choo choo.
So yeah, so Joyce, when Joyce is talking to Will, right, and she was like kind of like apologizing in a way.
Mm-hmm.
Saying something about like she should have been there for her son, right? But she says the wrong age when her son was missing.
Oh, really?
Her own son, Will, who went missing when he was 12. I got the picture right here. Will Byers, age 12, 4'9", describing him all these missing posters and stuff. She says, my 11-year-old. It's weird. And it's like, is that like some kind of weird oversight? Like, is that some like half-ass thing where the Deppers are not going back in time and double checking? Like, they're just like Will's birthday, close enough, 11, 12, whatever.
That's a big one though.
Right?
Like them kind of forgetting when his birthday is.
That's a big one too.
That's a big one too.
But it's not as big as this.
But not as in your face with posters.
Yeah.
It wasn't everywhere. Like Will had a birthday and then he went missing, or he had a birthday while he was missing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like that's such like a big thing in the show.
Yeah. In
the first season, which like how do you just forget that? How do you get that wrong? And that's like the best season of the show. There's no way it's going to happen. Like, if this is not on purpose, it's a crazy oversight.
Yeah, well, and dude, that's because I don't know about you. It feels like, because of all that, and because of everything else we've talked about too, when season 4 ends, and they're up, on the hill overlooking Hawkins, and smoke's rising and the sky's cracking, and then when the season starts, it's kind of like, well, we're under quarantine.
Yeah,
and I'm like, wait a minute.
I noticed that too. Like, oh, we just put like metal plates over those holes.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but I really thought season 5 was gonna start with them constantly battling demogorgons and demobats, and hell is on Earth now, and they're trying to stop it.
Yes, yeah. I thought it was gonna be like a Jurassic World situation.
Yeah.
Because they kept hinting at like, oh, the dinosaurs are coming to like our plane and everything, like our land and everything, like away from the islands, and then they just like bitched out on that, and it's like the same kind of thing here where it's like you're thinking, yeah, like you said, demo bats and demogorgons, so just attacking people in their houses and stuff like that. It's like, no, never mind.
They're like, no, we have to go to high school.
Yeah.
What? You have to go to high school? Yeah. Like, give me a break here, dude. I don't think so.
Okay, here's another thing. This is weird. Okay, and this is kind of a Kubrick thing.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Here we go.
So in The Shining, there's a lot of stuff in there where like all of a sudden there's things that are moved purposely, like chairs or things like that between takes, and Kubrick like was known to ask people to do that in between takes, like, or did it himself. It wasn't like an accident, right? He did it on purpose. This is a big one, right? So when they're on top of the tower, right? There's 9 of them up there.
Oh yeah.
Right, and there's the overhead shot looking down, and then when it goes to an overhead shot looking down again after like that, the post is like hitting it didn't line up. All of a sudden, Mike is nowhere to be found.
Boom, vanished.
Yeah, I have the screenshot right here. Just all of a sudden, he's like just not in his place. Like, you're gonna tell me that like all of a sudden he's just not there? Like that makes no sense.
Well, and we've talked about this numerous times, but any production, whether small or big, is gonna have mistakes. Yeah. It's gonna have inconsistencies. It's gonna happen. But this many on a show this huge, that takes that long to make. I read something earlier that said it was like, once again, fact check me, but $30 to $60 million a cost per episode to make. And you're telling me that, first of all, you don't have one editor on a show like that. You're telling me that all it's like, you know, not going to name any names, but when there's a band that has a horrible name, you know, you and I've joked about it, it's like did they all just sit around and be like, someone suggests a bad name and they go, yeah, absolutely. Are you telling me that all those editors didn't catch that?
Yeah, all the 2 editors they have. No, just kidding. No, but
yeah, well, I don't know about that.
Well, I think there's some weird things here too with that, because there's also the fact that you mentioned like you're however many episodes there are, right?
Yeah.
So what's weird is that in season 1, we're talking about the D&D game they're playing.
Yeah.
In the very beginning, right? He says, I forgot if it was Dustin or who says this, but we've been playing this game for over 10 hours.
Okay.
Right? And there's Will, and Lucas, and maybe Will too, and Dustin, they're like saying how it doesn't make any sense. And they're saying different details, right? And if you look at the amount of hours in this season, it's about 10 hours so far. So, and it doesn't make any sense in certain parts. So, you know.
Listen, Duffers, if you're listening and you didn't make a 9th episode,
you better.
You need to get everybody together, film something real quick, and put that shit out, because there's just too much.
Well,
there's just too much.
And then this is a big one. This is a D&D thing again.
Okay.
Okay, so, because like I've never played myself. I've been around people that played it.
You never played yourself?
Well, it's not a story here entirely, but no, I never played D&D myself. And, so apparently, Vecna in D&D is not the big bad.
Oh yeah.
You know about this?
Continue.
Yes. So in the game, Vecna is more like, basically, he is the Whispered One, the Undying King, right? Lord of the Rotted Tower. Basically, he allows, through him, this chain god to come through, which is like supposed to be like an all-powerful thing, and he kind of worships this god, right? And this god is Terrazdun, I think it's called, and he is this chain god in it, and so
interesting.
That's supposed to be in the game. That's the final boss. Basically.
That's the Hydra.
Yeah. So Vecna is not the big bad. He's more like he's a inconvenience to get to the big bad, basically.
Well, and that's really interesting too, because when Will's talking to Vecna and he's saying, "You're just like me. You're like you're a pawn in this game,
Yeah.
or a what's the word he used? A vessel.
Mm-hmm.
You're a vessel." And Henry's like, "I know, but I like it," or whatever he says. And
Yeah.
but but they kind of make a big deal, like, I don't know if the Thessal Hydra and the villain you just described are one and the same or similar in that realm.
Uh-huh.
But Will draws that three-headed dragon, three by the way,
Yeah.
three-headed dragon, and
That's true.
And the Duffers even said, "Oh, we thought about using him or whatever, but why make a big deal of it?"
Yeah, well, it's weird too because so this Thrazdun, I don't know if I'm saying it wrong, but
If you're saying it wrong, that's how it's pronounced now.
that's how it looks like.
Thrazdun.
Thrazdun. Its ranking is 11. Its divine rank.
Okay.
Its divine rank is 11. In the 3rd edition.
Please forward all fan mail to Arkham Asylum, care of James and Joseph.
Yes. In the 3rd edition, bro.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
3rd edition, that volume 3 status lost.
Yes.
Volumes. Oh,
and then
my
also
goodness.
his symbol. Okay, this is a big one as well.
Come on, man.
His symbol is like this spiral symbol. Which, how many times have we seen the spiral symbol throughout the series? Not even just like this season. This is like back even since like season 3, like the outfit that Elle picks at the mall.
Yeah.
It has spirals all over it, right? We got spiral things outside of that, obviously with like the merry-go-round. We got spirals in season 5 on the ground, these rock formations. We got a spiral also on Max's skateboard. When she goes off the ramp and then she picks it up. She picks it up and then it is a spiral underneath. It said twisted.
Zoomer.
Yeah.
Zoomer. Yeah, I just don't think that these things are all just happy coincidences. They can't be.
Yeah.
And if they are, they got luck. They're the luckiest group of people on the planet, because...
Yeah, this is like way too many.
Way too many.
It's like, there's also the fact that throughout the series there's like sketches of Mike, and he always has like a sword. Remember like Will drew that picture?
Yeah.
So throughout the series, every time we see pictures of Mike, his sword goes further and further upside down, and the fire goes away.
Weird.
And then the logo on the shield goes away. So...
Come on, Duffers. Come on.
Yeah, and then in the D&D, basically, like, when you worship, like, a false god, which they're saying that basically, like Michael was worshiping a false god, which is, like, L, right? Then it's like your power is weakened. And so does that go along with those sketches? Is that a stretch? I don't know. But it's pretty crazy to think about that.
Yeah, that's interesting. Well, especially because I know the Duffers had talked about they didn't really play D&D. They played what's the other one? Not D&D, but
I don't know. I like girls.
Gonna edit that one out too. Magic the Gathering.
Oh, okay.
They were more on that. And that necessarily the series wasn't supposed to maybe turn into this big D&D thing, but the point is it did. Mm-hmm. And if you're gonna have all these hints and do all these things, it's not like, once again, it's not an accident. It cannot be an accident.
It was also the fact that, okay, let's go back to the baseball thing.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay, so Will also destroys Castle Byers with a baseball bat, right?
That's right.
And Castle Byers was in the Upside Down as well. So maybe it's possible that Vecna saw him with a baseball bat, and then baseball represents conformity in a way, right? Because it's like America's pastime. So it's like the basic sport, basically, right? And so that's part of it too.
Yeah, I mean,
And it's like their dads were like abusive, and they forced them to play with these baseballs, and now they like have this baseball theme going, and so it's kind of weird. It's really strange.
yeah, yeah. The I think the one with Steve still trips me out the most.
Which one?
The whole
Oh yeah, like he's a baseball coach.
yeah, like we talked about. I keep going back to that, and the fact that Steve is a teacher
I know.
when he did horrible in school.
Oh, that's true.
And not every teacher needs to be great at every subject. That's not
Yeah.
the point. But Steve obviously, well, this is a funny little thing too. Steve says in the camper, like, I want 6 kids.
Yes.
Well, there's 6 kids in the party.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
Huh.
So I feel like it's kind of like the Matrix. In the sense of like people are getting these lives that maybe they kind of want.
It's like the easy way out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because like Will says it to Mike, you're the leader of our party.
Mm-hmm.
He's a fighter. They're all fighters. They're all Lucas, like they're like Lucas, super brave, and they're all, and I just kind of keep going back to Mike and Hopper, especially, where it's like, well, listen, there's no way on earth. Now, before I say this, I totally understand it. If this is the real ending and they wanted it so Elle could have peace and also have peace for her friends, that's great and all. But I call bullshit because she fought for so long to be loved, to feel protected. And when she's giving that speech to Hopper, too, we talked about it last episode, but when she's like, I'm not Sarah, and gives him the bracelet back.
Oh, you were saying there's like not enough emotion there.
No, and in my opinion, like it would have when she cries when she reads Hopper's letter. Like once again, check out the previous episode as well. Is in my opinion, I feel like this is the end. Right? It would have been more like I'm not Sarah, but I'm so lucky to be your daughter, and I love you so much. But right now, right? But right now, I just need you to trust me that I'm going to make the right decision.
Yeah.
Blah blah blah. And then Hopper's just like, okay, that's not Hopper.
You know what? That's a good point, man. I didn't think about it. Like, yeah, if she said it that way, but then again, the only deterrent from that is that it is 11. She doesn't always speak in complete sentences, right? And so there's part of that too. She can speak better now. But,
she can.
So is that a part of it? Is that why?
Well, I will say that in season 4, when 11 confronts Mike about from Mike, she very clearly can convey love and understands the concept of wanting to be loved.
Yeah, it's like okay. Speaking of that, right?
Yeah.
So the whole Callie thing, where it's like Callie put this idea in Elle's head that she has to kill herself in order for things to be good or whatever, right? But it's like, if that's the case, right? And if, let's say, like those speakers that Mike notices, he was like, well, the kryptonite was on, right? So she couldn't use her powers. Then how was she able to talk to Mike in that way? And then someone pointed out, like, well, is it like a fake illusion by Callie somehow? Like that, or like it wasn't even really Al talking to him, like saying that speech. And if that's the case, that means that she stole a kiss from Mike.
Uh-oh. I read that too, but I also read the fact that Elle was technically never even there. Like she wasn't ever on the bus. There was an illusion because Derek does this thing where he's all, and Mike's like, "Hey."
Yeah.
And it's kind of weird.
It is weird.
It could have been for comedic purposes, but it's kind of weird because Elle wouldn't have been able to slip and there's video. You could see it in the episode, like where they grab her and they do all that. But and there's a clip of her running away, but I think it was like just a behind the scenes thing.
Oh, okay.
But
all, turn around real quick. Turn around. Hold on.
but I don't think she ever got in the truck. I think that
that's a good point.
She was gone.
That's a very good point.
So when she was far enough away, she could get into Mike's head and do all that.
Yeah, she never got in the truck. Callie made an illusion.
Made the illusion, and then because like they say, even if she was shot, depending on where she's shot, there's a certain amount of time that you can live through things like that, and it's not just like 5 minutes, depending. But that's even if she got shot, which I don't think she was.
Did.
I think she wanted to die in the explosion because was her journey. So I think she's gone.
Callie.
Callie's gone, but she died when it exploded. And if you think about it, when the explosion happens, what else goes away? 11.
When the explosion happens?
Yeah, when the explosion happens in the Upside Down, which destroys Callie, which destroys the illusion.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there are arguments for that episode being real and those things happening, but I just really don't think that you're going to have a show about this poor lost girl who starts alone and ends alone. This poor murderer. Hey, listen, if people be pushing me around like that and I'm a little kid and I got all these powers and be like, you better watch out.
Snapping necks.
You're snapping necks too.
Yeah, but anyways.
But it's like, how are you going to start with being alone and scared and end with being alone and not having these people that loved and care about you, and on top of it, not having those people that you're their world look for you.
Yeah, it's weird too because
hope is gone.
There's the whole thing of like friends don't lie, right? And so was it a big lie by her right here? Was it real? I don't know. It is kind of weird.
Yeah, and we talked about it last episode too. Like we or maybe we didn't, but we never see her like Super Mario jump on those things. That, it goes from her saying trust that I'm going to make the right decision,
and then she's just up there already.
Yeah, and then it's like the next scene.
Yeah, she's like, here I am.
Yeah. So did that ever even happen? Well, and if this is the case, when did Vecna really take control of everything?
And then speaking of things that didn't even happen, right? Or they were a fake out.
Yeah.
It actually goes into our next point.
Here we go.
Which is the Hero song.
Oh, yes.
David Bowie Hero song. Plays 3 times in the series, right? Besides the credit song, right? But it's like we got the season 1, obviously with the fake Will body.
Fake Will.
Where like all of a sudden Lucas is like, it is him, and he's all pissed off and they're crying, thinking it's really Will. And then you also got Hopper, right? The fake Hopper death.
Yeah, season 3.
Yeah. You got the fake Hopper death right there. And then also, of course, the Heroes one and the recent one, where he goes to like close the door and all of a sudden goes to end credits right here. But it's like, is that, another moment because they use that same song again that it's a fake out? It's or is that just like a troll?
Well, I read too, and I this could be incorrect, but potentially the first time we hear that song, they're covers. And then in the last episode, it's actually Bowie's.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I could be wrong on that, but I read that somewhere, which is also, very, very interesting. And, speaking of songs too, the use of like Purple Rain, do you know about the meaning behind the song?
Purple Rain?
Yeah.
No.
So, hold on 1 second.
Yeah, it's funny. I never even thought about it. I just thought it was a cool song.
Well, and the fact that red and blue make purple. And those are huge colors in the show.
Yeah.
On posters. But it's an apocalyptic but hopeful vision representing a mix of sorrow, blue, and passion / blood, red. As a cleansing storm where love and faith guide people through the end of the world to spiritual peace and redemption. A powerful metaphor for emotional transformation and overcoming hardship.
Interesting.
Yeah, there's a lot of like it. You pick the right song, you're picking it for a reason, not just because it sounds cool. But finally, we got Maiden. So for the record,
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking of that, real quick, that's one of the only things that would kind of bum me out if that ending wasn't real. It was like Dustin's speech, mirroring Eddie's what Eddie wanted to do in season 4 when he finally graduated, and like the song playing and how cool that all was. Like that would be a real bummer if that wasn't real.
I know.
But
that was the only part that I was like, when I was doing research on this, that I was like thinking about. Is like, well, is Henry gonna make Dustin do all this stuff? Like as a fake out thing. Like it is kind of like a little bit of a stretch for that part.
But maybe, going back to the Matrix thing, like maybe these lives that they're living are the ones they really wanted to live. But the reason that Mike's isn't great is because he's the one that's trapped.
Huh.
Him and Elle had to suffer the most,
That makes sense, actually. Yeah, because it seems like pretty much everybody else besides Mike is pretty happy.
Yeah. Will finally gets to live his truth, being exactly who, he was always, scared to be. Max and Lucas are still together and happier than ever, and Dustin's thriving, and him and Steve are still best friends, and there's a lot of very happy things.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like Hopper and Joyce are just like, yeah, let's get married.
Hopper and Joyce finally go to Enzo's.
Yeah, they finally go to Enzo's, and then people in the background at Enzo's are looking at the screen for some reason, looking at us, the audience.
Yeah.
There's also like this puzzled event. Have you heard of that?
No, I don't think so.
A puzzled event, Stranger Things, and it said ends in 5 days, right?
Okay.
But 5 days from when they posted it is tomorrow, so it is kind of weird.
I mean, but like we talked about too, like when in the history of television has even the hype for this ever happened? Oh, there's one more. There's a secret episode.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of, like, not even like a show. It's more like a concert, like an encore. That's what I kind of attribute to. It's like an encore at a concert. It's like everyone's like one more, or whatever, and then they come back out, right? And is this their moment where they come back out and do like their bonus song?
I mean, even if the episode was a half an hour, which it wouldn't be. We all know that.
it would be like probably like 35 minutes, but
35 minutes.
Yeah.
But none of this is. I mean, the only thing I can really ever think of was when that Blair Witch reboot came out, but no one had any idea, and all of a sudden they were like, releasing tomorrow. You're like, what? Because they filmed it under a fake name. And a fake premise,
the Woods
and so,
or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, shoot, that's a Blair Witch thing, but you still knew something was coming. I don't know. This is like, I don't know. It's gonna raise the bar for fantasy series, especially if this kind of stuff happens, because you're making the audience interactive.
Well, it's like, if this isn't true,
and
we'll find out tomorrow, but if this is not true, man, I really hope that the next thing the Duffer Brothers do is really cool, because there's a lot of people are going to be really upset and really disappointed that, like, well, I guess that was the final episode. If that's the real finale, then that's the real finale. It very, very well could be.
Well, and let's talk about that for a second.
Yeah.
Like we said, I think that if that was the real finale, as divisive as it is, I do understand Elle's decision.
Yeah.
Because it's a selfless decision. I love seeing Max and Lucas happy. I love seeing Dustin happy. I love seeing Steve happy. That's great, But not every ending in shows or movies or whatever has to be happy.
Oh, I'm glad you said that, dude.
Thank you.
I'm glad you said that.
Thank you.
well, for that reason, but also the fact that Max even says, remember this?
Oh, I thought you were some master storyteller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were some master storyteller. Everyone was just happy and I forgot what else she said, right? Comfortable or something like that. And it's like exactly like meta to this episode, right? And so it's like, did she say that for that reason, because it ties back to that first episode where they're playing D&D, and
Yeah.
and everyone's like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
We played for over 10 hours, and it's like this, these episodes are like 10 hours. People are saying it doesn't make any sense. Ties back to that. It's like there's so many different questions here, man, and I'm just like, I'm so confused.
Same.
I
Same.
really I want it to be true.
No, same. And when I started reading about it and seeing the hashtag Conformity Gate come up, and I was like, oh, what's this? And started reading it, I was like, and then that went from to and to and to more like, I think so. It kind of evolved where you're like, well, if everybody thinks people that think this way are crazy, I guess consider us a little crazy, because like we talked about this whole episode, there's way too many signs.
Yeah, I mean, maybe this is like a meta thing too,
Maybe.
right? Because Mr. What's-It was able to like mind control these kids into thinking everything was great. So this is like a big version of that, where it's like not only is he doing it to Mike and Will and all of them, right? But he's also doing it to us as fans, and outside of the screen. Is it like a meta thing in that way, where it's like he's mind controlling us that way?
I'm really actually glad you brought that up, because I was going to mention something similar earlier, which is, this is the third option, which is, is Elle alive? Is she dead? Is there a secret episode? Or was that the real ending and Vecna did win, but we just don't know?
Yeah, it's like, I thought about this too, because remember he tricks Hopper, right, into thinking he kills Elle, right? Like he has like a vision, kind of like Callie, right? Same powers. Is it possible that Vecna did the same thing to make it seem like he was on that spike? And he was actually not even on that spike. Maybe he wasn't even there the whole time. Was he even up in that mind flayer, just like waiting to be killed like that, or was that a vision that he put forth and it was fake?
I think that's a great question, which leads into, was Elle ever there, and the thing, was she an illusion? But even on top of that, I saw somebody mention this. If Vecna made Hopper think he shot Elle, why didn't he just have Hopper shoot Elle? Take her out, kill her. Then she's no longer a threat.
Yeah, that is weird.
Why? Why make him think he did?
Huh. And I mean, it could be like a writing thing for the audience to like trick us. Kind of like Steve falling kind of thing. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know, but it's like.
But Steve falling, which I totally agree. But Steve falling, that's like, oh, okay, yay! But a gun pointed at the. I mean, I get that he's like trying to break the concentration of Elle, like in the tub kind of thing, but. No, he's got a real gun with real bullets.
That's true.
Why not? Like, that's a big one for me.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, that's true. It's like, why didn't he just do that? He could have just taken her out. But I think that could have been one of those things that falls into the category of like this too much plot armor for these characters. Maybe that's part of it,
It's very possible. But you and I talk about this when we're working on scripts and stuff, where it's like, we always go, that's a cool idea, but okay, but maybe that idea is the problem. That if you can't explain your way out of it, then it's just a plot device.
Yeah, it just serves that moment.
Yeah, but it doesn't serve the
whole story.
No,
yeah.
So it's kind of like, what we will never know what the conversations were during that point, but it's, you and I would have been like, excuse me, why didn't you just shoot her? For real then, because that would make a lot more sense. Take her off the board, and then all he has to do is worry about Will with powers. So why worry about two, superheroes, and just worry about one? I
mean, what do you guys think? I mean, sound off in the comments down below. Like, do you guys other theories like that we missed? Like, are there more things that we don't know about?
Yeah, on a scale of 1 to 5 tinfoil hats, how right are we here?
yeah. And if you guys think they were crazy, comment that down below too. I mean,
please do.
Hurt our feelings. It's all good. It is all good.
Well, be nice though.
Be nice, but hurt her feelings at the same time.
Hurt Joseph's feelings,
but in a fun way.
Yeah, but yeah, curious. I guess we'll see tomorrow
Yeah, we'll find out tomorrow. We're looking forward to it, and maybe we'll make a video on that, depending on what happens.
I mean, I'm
But
sure we
look
will.
forward to that one,
Yeah. Like, subscribe.
and we'll see you guys later.
Peace.